TOS. I built it. Project TOS. This is, you take 120 volts in from the wall. Okay? That goes through down here. Come take a look. There's a power supply in there? No, don't take it. There's a power supply in there. There's some basic switching. This takes the 120 volts in from the wall, raises the voltage up to about, I can get about 6,000 volts out of it. Okay? That voltage goes up here into these two capacitors. Do you know what a capacitor is?
No.
Okay, a capacitor is like a battery. It stores an electrical charge. Okay? It's a big tank, it's a bucket to put energy into. Okay? These will hold, you can see right there, it's printed right on the side, 4,000 volts, 1,500 joules. Okay? A volt is a unit of potential difference, joules is a unit of energy. Okay? So these will hold fuck of a lot of energy. Okay? All of that energy is presented up to this big ass switch. That's its official technical term. That is a big ass switch. And when you press the button, the switch closes. See the switch? Yeah. So we take a lot of electrical energy, we dump it through the switch. On the other side of the switch, look up here. That is a very high-tech thing. That's a coil of wire, right? So what happens when you put direct current through a coil of wire? You get a magnet, right? You get an electromagnet. You learned this in 3rd grade because you took some wire and wrapped it around a nail and hooked it to a battery and you picked up paper clips. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Did it when you were a kid. Okay. So we're making an electromagnet, right?
Right.
Okay. So we take electricity and we turn that into a magnet. We've created an electromagnetic field, right? Because all electrical energy, all magnetic energy are two different flavors of the same stuff. Okay? And it doesn't matter, although you've seen the electromagnetic spectrum, you've seen posters, right? All the way from DC to daylight, it's still electromagnetic energy. Microwaves, radio waves, visible light, X-rays, all of that. It's all electromagnetic energy, right? Okay, you with me? Okay, now, we have a magnetic field. Into that magnetic field, give me another one. I have disks, okay? These are platinums out of hard drives, just like the one in your computer. There's nothing special about them all. It is an aluminum disk, okay? These do not stick together or repel. It's aluminum. Aluminum is not a ferromagnetic material. You cannot pick these up with a magnet. You believe me?
Yeah.
Because I've got a fuck off huge magnet in the other room. I'll prove it to you. You cannot pick these up with a magnet. Okay. So if I take these together, they don't stick together at all, right? They don't float, they don't do anything fun. I have a big ass magnet here, you cannot pick them up with a magnet, right? And that is indeed a magnet, right? You can see it, it sticks. Okay? Okay? So, if I put this disc of aluminum, which is in no way magnetic, here, and dump a bunch of energy through there, what will happen to the aluminum and why?
Well, you're going to create an electrical field.
There'll be an electrical field here. We're going to dump electricity through it. So we're not creating an electrical field, we're creating an electromagnetic field. We're creating a magnetic field.
Then nothing will happen because that's not magnetic.
But here's where the magic happens. I promised you fucking magic! Okay, we've got a magnetic field, right? But that magnetic field isn't consistent. It's a big pulse of energy because the switch is going to go BAM! Right? And all the energy in the big capacitor is going to dump out all at once. So the electrical charge going, or the electrical flow through this wire is going to go so it's a huge pulse of energy, right? So the electromagnetic field is going to go whoa, whoa, and collapse. So it's changing. It's always changing. It's either coming up or coming down, but it never holds steady, right? So if you put a conductor, this conducts electricity. This is a wire. If you have a changing magnetic field, and you put a wire in that magnetic field, you induce an electrical flow in this. You're turning electricity into magnetism, and then by putting this in here, you're turning the magnetism back into electricity. Because it's two different forms of the same thing. That's why they called it electromagnetic energy. Okay? So, we've taken electricity, we've turned it into a magnetic field. In that magnetic field, we put a wire, a coil. Okay, this is our coil, our generator coil, like in your free energy bullshit. So this generator coil is going to pick up an inductive charge, and the electrons in here are going to start grooving around. Okay, When those electrons are moving around in a circle, they're creating a current flow. When you have a wire or a coil or whatever the hell with a current flow in it, what's it do? Same thing this does. It makes an electromagnetic field. So we've turned electricity into magnetism, magnetism into electricity, and then electricity into magnetism again. Because it goes back and forth. Now, second law is God. Every time we change from one to the other, we lose a little bit. Second law of thermodynamics says there is no free lunch. Every time we turn from electricity to magnetism, or magnetism back to electricity, or whatever to anything else, a little bit goes away in the form of heat, or light, or mouse farts, or something, but you're always losing something. A little tiny bit. It could be really fucking efficient, but you're gonna lose a fraction of a red one. Somewhere you're losing. Okay, you have to. Because if you don't, the universe pulls apart. It's bad. It all goes to hell. And that will give us peace without honor in Vietnam. So, if I put this on here, and I charge those up, and I press that button, what happens? Because now you know the magic. You're smarter than you were 5 minutes ago. Now you know. This is going to turn into a magnet. And this is going to be a magnet. And what happens if two magnets are right next to each other? You've done this before. You know how it ends.
Well, they attract or they repel.
Well, they're going to do one or the other.
They're probably going to attract.
Well, let's do some fucking science to it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. They repel.
You figured out why they call it Tulsi yet?
See? You just did science.
You sound like Mythbusters, guys.
No, they get paid way better than
I was
us.
going to say it.
We're gonna do it again?
All right.
Okay, watch this. We're going to charge that up. That's how many volts we have on the thing. Okay? Here, fuck it. We'll go whole hog. That's 4,000 volts. That's all she'll take. Okay? You're going to want to stand back. We're going to go over here for safety. That's why there's a really long cord on the switch. Now, come over here. Now, when you're ready, press the button.
The green one?
Try tap green. That's it. You just did science. So, that is why when you come here with your free energy flu bullshit.
Comment?
There. Science works all the time. That's the cool thing about it. It doesn't matter if you believe in it. It doesn't matter if you think it's wrong or anything. Science works all the time. That's what makes it science. It's kind of cool. Okay? They fill libraries full of shit. I don't know. I'm not a very smart guy. But this stuff people figured out a long time ago, and if there was a way to whip together some MOSFETs and a Hall effect and a generator coil and get energy out of the fucking ether, somebody would have figured it out by now. And you wouldn't find this obscure, and all that bullshit, like, oh, he'd have done it, but the Illuminati and big oil, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Well, that guy, Hitler, took him over for munitions. That's what the book says.
Yeah, that's what the book says.
He was about ready to
It
introduce
was this
it.
close, but
yeah.
No, you want to know the thing, the ultimate, like the actual solution, free energy, all that jazz? There is a thing. There is a solution. It does exist. It's real. It's not floofy bullshit pseudoscience. It's real. It's tangible, but nobody will do it because politics. Politics is what's fucking us. Look up thorium. If you want to research something on the internet, start learning about thorium.
Thorium.
Yeah, get on YouTube. Just type in the thorium problem and start watching videos. You want to see how to fix all the energy problems? Thorium.
Thorium.
You'll find it. It's in the periodic table of elements. It's not hard to find. It's also in your backyard. But you look up thorium, and you look up the lifter, the LFTR. Okay, the guy who invented the nuclear reactor that we know and love, the light water reactor, Palisades, right over there. Okay. 5 minutes after he did that, it was actually a couple of years, he came out and said, okay, the one we did, the light water reactor, which is one we all know and love, it works at really low temperatures, so to make it work, we have to work it at really high pressures, so it always wants to blow the fuck up. And this is okay if you want to make, you know, weapons, military reactors. But for civilian use, I got this other one, and it works at way higher temperatures, but no pressure. Like, you can open the top and look inside, and it's no pressure. It's hot, it's efficient. And it doesn't need uranium, and it doesn't need plutonium, it doesn't need any of the nasty shit. And it doesn't make, like, really nasty nuclear waste. It doesn't make any of that. It eats that. You can take all the stuff that they're trying to bury in mountains and put it in there, and it cooks it. And it works. This exists. It isn't even new. This is like 50s technology, 1950s, older than you and me, 50s, okay? This exists, and nobody will do it. You know why? Because all the fucking hippies are oh my God, nuclear power is bad, oh! And they don't know, because nobody knows science. And that's why people can sell things like this. Like some dude took your money for plans for a thing that you can make. And I'm totally, if you want to make it here, I got an electronics lab, knock yourself out. Buy the parts in the book, build the thing. It won't work. And I'll bet all the money in my pocket against all the money in your pocket, it won't work. You'll think, they'll want you to think, oh, you did something wrong, and you know, I don't care. All right now, big bank, little bank, I'll bet all the money in my pocket against all the money in your pocket, no matter what you fucking do. And this isn't just that machine, this is any machine. You can use any tool in my lab. I'll give you free membership. You can do anything you want with any tool in this building. If you can produce a device that will violate the second law of thermodynamics, done.
Well, isn't the thorium thing?
No, it doesn't, because it uses energy. You're not getting anything. The sun doesn't violate the second law of thermodynamics. It takes a long time. The sun will burn out. It's going to take about 5 billion years, but it will. I swear to Christ, it will burn out someday.
Something about when it gets to iron, then it's
Lithium, really, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, all the hydrogen will burn up. All you have left is helium. It'll have a big fart, and we'll all die. But don't worry, we won't be around for that. But that's it. This stuff works. And it isn't new. You got scammed, man. And it sucks, and it's shit, but you're a little bit smarter now, and you know a little bit more, and there is real magic. There is real magic. But you can explain it all.
I'm just wondering about this thorium thing. Why is
You wonder about that thorium thing. You start asking questions on that.
Doesn't.
Critical thinking works all the time until you get into politics. They don't practice critical thinking. The reason thorium isn't everywhere is politics. You know who's building thorium reactors right now? China. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Any questions?
What's starting that?
You answer that one and let me know. We've been trying to figure that one out for a while. I don't know.
Okay.
I can tell you that it's there. I can tell you that without it, we'd be pretty well fucked.
Yeah.
I can tell you that dark energy exists. I can't tell you what it is. Nobody knows. We're working like hell to figure that out. And, you know, there's smart people that would love to have your help, but the cool thing about science, this is what makes it all different. When you talk to the free energy guys, they got all the answers. They know. They know! When you talk to real physicists, not a fucking clue. We don't know. We're trying like hell to figure. We know a lot. We know a lot. We've got centuries of shit really well figured out. But when you really drill down, we don't know. And the smarter you get in it, the less you know. That's what makes it so cool. That's what real science is. Real science is saying, I don't know, but I want to figure it out. So I'm going to test it. And I might be wrong. And we are. All the fucking time! All the time! Everything we thought we knew, we didn't. No, we learned some new thing. Oh, well, that's shit. Start over. This has happened thousands of times in history. That's what makes science awesome. That's what's different between this building and the building across the street. This is a research lab. That's a church. This is a place filled with questions that don't have answers. That's a place filled with answers that we're not allowed to question. And we both have a job to do, and we're both very good at our job. But there's a point where we just have to agree. We don't fuck with them. They're cool, they got their game, that's cool. And they don't fuck with us. And it's a good system. We like those guys, they're awesome people, and that's a place to have beliefs. This is a place to know. And it's two very different worlds. Because I can't walk over there and say God doesn't exist. For a very fundamental reason. I don't know. But they're not allowed to say, we don't know. They have to say, we know, the book says so. The book, we got a book. When their book is peer reviewed, I'm there. That's how it works. We don't know. And you have to get really, really comfortable with being really, really dumb. I'm dumb all the time.
Crossing it back.
Yeah. But what I know, I can back up. And it's okay. You got to get really comfortable with saying, I don't know. There's a line. It's a hard fucking line, man. And those guys, the free energy guys, jump right past it. And they have been for centuries. I can show you 50 different free energy things, just like the one you brought in. I got a stack of them. I got file cabinets full of that shit. Because I got guys like you that walk in every fucking week, man.
With the same.
With the same thing. It's different. Oh, this is one I haven't seen in years, but it's the same. It's always the same. I've had guys with wheels, with weights that move, and one guy came in with chains on a thing, and they try and because you look at it, the world is filled with things that are not intuitive. Where you look at it and you think, oh yeah, that'd work. Like I had a guy come in, he's got a generator, like an electric generator, and he's got an electric motor, and he plugs it in the wall, and the motor spins up, right? And he flips a switch, and the motor's turning the generator, and it just feeds back, right? And he unplugs it from the wall, and the thing keeps spinning. He's like, I did it! It works! Because the motor spins the generator spins the motor. And I'm like, you're an idiot! He's like, why? I'm like, put your hand on top. He's like, okay, he puts his hand on top. Is it warm? Yeah! You're an idiot! If it's getting warm, it's losing energy, isn't it? Second law. It always works, man. Even when it pisses you off. That's the beauty of it. Doesn't matter how pissed off you get. The laws of electrical flow, the laws of thermodynamics, the laws of physics, you can't break them. I've tried like hell. I know a lot of guys.
So if somebody built this thing.
Yeah, he built it.
No, this thing I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sure people have built it.
And
you're not the only guy who spent $40 for a set of plans on the internet.
And you turn the thing on. What's going to happen?
I don't know. Build it, find out. The only thing I know about that is that it will not do what you want it to do. It may sit there and coast and look like it's generating free energy, okay? Because I can show you energy from the sky. I can do that. So can you. Did you drive here in a car? Did it have a radio? Do you have a little band in your dashboard, or is the music coming from, somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
There you go. That's energy from the sky. You can do that. I can show you how to charge a battery with nothing but a wire. Nothing but a wire and a little tiny electronics box. You don't have to plug it in. I can charge a battery that way. You have to be standing under a power line for it to work. To you, it's free energy. But it's not. Because it only works if you're within like 50 feet of a power line and you're sucking gobs of energy out of the power line to do it. It's inductance. It's simple. It's the exact same thing we did there. It's inductance. But it's not magic, it's not miracles, it's simple science. But it's not intuitive. And if you take somebody that knows a little bit about it, a smart person that can work shit out, because it's not intuitive, because it took some guy who tried it and fucked with it for years and was like, oh, that's how it works. But you don't want to go to college for years and years and years to solve that one stupid thing because you have important shit to do. Well, somebody else didn't, and they wrote a book on it. And the book's 200 years old now. But they figured this out, and that's why it doesn't work. And you can read these books. There's a building full of them downtown. Also, they have this thing called the internet. It's on computers now. Full of science. Whole thing runs on science. And if you want to learn about this, if you want to study this, if you want to research this, I will give you the world. That's what this place exists for. But free energy doesn't. Just doesn't.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the answer.
Can I keep your packet?
Yeah, you may keep it.
Cool. That's going in my files.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.